everybody, this is Beth McCullough. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Iowa, and I'm here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central with my sweet husband, Steve.
Hi, everybody.
So we are so excited when you can join us. When you come on, please say hi, tell us where you're at and what you've been doing this week.
Bev was the first one on.
Bev, you win a prize. You're number one.
Yeah.
Yay.
Well, Shirley was right after her.
Yay.
Shirley from Cedar Rapids. So.
And if you're new to watching our channel, for StreamYard, they're going to ask if they can have your name and picture. They're not going to do anything with it except show us your name and picture so you can comment. So please give StreamYard permission, and we would love to chat with you and know you're there, and it'd be good, right?
It would.
So what do you know this week, hon?
What do I know? I know that you've got a beautiful card that you're going to show tonight.
A beautiful card.
I haven't had a chance to tell you just how much I think this card is.
Okay, you guys,
gorgeous.
I love this card. It's going to be on a blog hop on my blog tomorrow. And I have a question for you.
I hear that peach and green is a really good combination, by the way.
Okay, so I wonder, Joy Team, you guys know you can't answer. But if you're not on Joy Team, what design this card?
Okay, go up close to the camera and stay still so they can see it.
Okay, for the flowers and for down here, these tulips. What designer series paper is it? Go this way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is my question to stump you with.
It's like a quiz.
It is. So, do we have some things to go over?
Well, I'm sure that we do. What would
are we going to tell them about my doctor's appointment?
Yeah, you should. People have been asking.
Okay.
Beth hurt her knee skiing.
I did.
And she heard a loud pop, and she gutted it out and skied the entire rest of the day, which is unfathomable in my mind, but she did it anyway because she was skiing with her future daughter-in-law, who she loves dearly, and she didn't want to let her down.
Yeah.
So she played through the pain.
I'm a little bit of a people pleaser.
Yes.
She was learning how to ski. I didn't want her to be disappointed, and it was fun to spend time with her. So it was awesome.
No, she couldn't quite walk the next day
at all.
So that was a sure sign that maybe she should see the doctor.
So I went to the ortho, and then I waited for the MRI, and then I waited for the results, and I got the results yesterday. And I'm walking so well. I told Steve, maybe I'm a hypochondriac. Maybe I just pulled a muscle. And we went in yesterday, and he's like, your ACL is completely torn in half. So when you heard the pop, that was when the rubber band broke. And I have fractures and bone bruises on both sides of my knee. So it's apparently
it was a thing.
It was a thing.
So the good news
when you break your ACL, are you going to get up and ski all day, hun?
No. But I'm not going to go down the hill on the ski patrol cart. I'm not doing that.
I didn't want to do that either. But anyway, so now what we're going to do is physical therapy and try to rehab it, because not everyone has surgery after an ACL tear. But I do want to ski again, and I do want to hike, and I do want to play pickleball. So do any of you play pickleball? You can't play pickleball or tennis after an ACL injury. So, but then he told me how much it hurts to bore into the bones, but you didn't come to hear about anyway.
All of those problems. But needless to say, she's in a good place because she's going to have her physical therapy. She knows what to do, and she's walking really well.
And he was impressed, wasn't he? How much I improved from 2 weeks ago to yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, I think I got a gold star yesterday.
I think he's going to send all his patients to Pilates now.
Yeah. My Pilates reformer, I stretched the heck out of that knee and got it back to full motion. So yeah, I'm a physical therapist wannabe, apparently. But anyway, hey, do you guys remember this last week? Was it last week we were messing around with the blending brushes and the mass? And I did this part, and then I popped a white flower, and we didn't like that, and it didn't really go any further. Well, I got it out when we got done filming, and this is the hammered metal embossing folder. This is timeless texture. I popped it up. This is a 1/2-inch circle punch. I love the amazing thanks dies. And what do you think? This is the card we started last week, so I thought I'd take the time to show you. This is my customer cards for March, and it was on my blog on yesterday.
I
was
think
gonna
the
say
yellow
Monday.
was a perfect choice.
Yeah. So anyway, I think some of you might have told me I needed a daffodil daisy, and you were right. So anyway, that's the card from last week.
And Tony agrees with you. It's a great card. I have a couple guesses for you on the paper.
Okay, what are they guessing?
Waves of Ocean is one.
Who guessed that?
That is Joyce.
Joyce, ding, 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 ding. How did you know? It's Waves of Ocean. But doesn't Waves of Ocean make beautiful tulips? Another thing I wanted to show you with the tulips, I've had this set from the beginning and I never got it out because I wasn't sure how to make it. So there's 3 different styles of tulips that you can make. And if you want to make this tulip right here, it's the first one, and you need that piece. For all 3, you need this little skinny center piece, and then you need the V. And then for this tulip, it's slightly different. It's just got that wing off to the side. That would be this one. Again, you need those 2 pieces. And then I don't have it on my card, but more like a tulip bud. You just use the centerpiece. And you literally, there's a score line here and here, and you just wrap it around. So I'll show you, but if you haven't done it yet, it's actually easy and fun. And what I used for this is the Flowering Tulips bundle. I used both the stamps and the dies.
Tina said the bundle intimidates her, but I don't think it will when she sees how you do it.
It intimidated me too, but I am sold now. So stick around and watch it. And then I wanted something to go on this part. Life is better with friends like you is such a sweet sentiment. And that is from the Flowers of Friendship stamp set. And then the dies, these are the hippo. They were smart to do those hippo dies. I store mine separately, and then the hippo pieces go in the hippo stamp set just because I use these a lot more if they're out of the hippo case. So do you have some banners to go over, and then we'll start making the cards, Steve?
Sure.
What do you have on there tonight?
Free catalogs.
Free catalogs. We always have free catalogs. We're getting ready for the new catalog. That's exciting. And what's next?
We have the mini crafting companion.
Yes, the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is awesome. It's $42 now instead of $60. It's a great time to get it. And look at those bundles. In fact, I was going to put it on there for my team. You get 20% off like 10 different bundles, and you get your demonstrator discount on the top of that. So pretty inexpensive and some great bundles in there.
We have the Symbols of Fortune stamp camp.
Yeah, stamp camp, the end of April. Some of you have signed up already. I hope you'll consider it. In fact, I started working on the cards, and I'm very excited for that. It's the demonstrators from all over the world, and it's a fun weekend, isn't it? And
really
Steve gets to participate, so it's got to be fun if Steve's there, right?
Sure. But the thing you're most excited to talk about.
The Ukraine bundle. Bless you guys. Thank you so much. So many people have bought it. I need to count it up again, but it's over 40. And Steve and I were both really touched how many people are buying the bundle. It's only $15. And so I have now sold over $600 worth of tutorials. And it just, I don't know, it touched my heart. And I thought, well, what else can I do? So I asked Steve, what do you think if we match it? So whatever I sell on my site for the Ukraine bundle, it all goes to the Red Cross to help the people of Ukraine. And then Steve and I are going to match it and give a donation of the same. So you pay $15, you get the tutorial bundle, and then we pay another $15, and that whole $30.
So if you want us to be even more generous, you should buy the bundle, because we're going to match
everybody. At some point, Steve will say, stop.
Well, I did have a thought this morning.
Should we put a cap on that?
What if it goes viral? What if, suddenly...
Oh, honey, nothing here will go viral. But it is for a good cause. And so many people have said it's just heartbreaking to watch, and every little thing we can do. So if you haven't bought the tutorial bundle for the Ukraine, if you would consider doing that, That would be awesome.
So you get a great bundle, and you got lots of good things that you can make, and the people of the Ukraine will thank you.
Yes. And tomorrow is my blog hop with that same group of women from all over, and it's a spring themed tutorial. So a new tutorial bundle comes out tomorrow, and if you buy that, Steve gets all the money. He can use the money from the spring.
And then I'll give it to the Ukraine.
Yes.
There you go.
So anyway.
Transfer payment.
Are we through all those? Okay, let's get started. I love this fun fold. Would you get out a piece of cardstock and do it with me? That would be fun if you would. So the card base is 4 1/4 by 11. So it's just the card stock cut in half. And then we are going to put the short side at the top. I hope you have a ruler. I have a 1/4 inch by 11 or 12 inch ruler. I put with mini glue dots inside, and it makes it a lot easier to do this card. So we're putting the short side at the top, and the left edge of the paper is going to 2 1/4. So 2 1/4 is right here. And then when I put the cutting blade down, I'm going to cut from 4 1/4 to 9 3/4. And that's where the ruler comes in. It's a lot easier to see with the yellow on here. So I'm setting the cutting blade down at 4 1/4 and cutting all the way down to 9 3/4. So I would get out a piece of white cardstock and make a template for this if you want to join me. That is all the cutting that we're going to do. It's just this one cut down, kind of almost at the middle. So what do you think, Steve? Can you read the comments? Oh, you're keeping up with the measurements, so you can't see the comments.
Well, I can. I can see the comments right over here.
Is there any questions? People are sharing. We love it when you share. Really appreciate that.
Now you're going to rotate to the left, aren't you?
Steve likes it too. If you would give us hearts and right.
I just like when people comment and I can talk to them.
Oh, you don't care if they give you hearts?
Of course, but I mean, I'm embarrassed now.
Okay.
I'm not an attention monitor.
If you give Steve a heart on YouTube, he'll be embarrassed. So anyway. Okay, so we cut down the center, and now we're going to rotate to the left and have the long side at the top. Am I in the camera?
You're doing good.
Okay. Now my left edge here is going to 4 1/4, and put the cutting blade away. Don't use it at all. So we are going to set this down at 2 inches where the cutting line is 2 inches from this side, and just score to the top. And then we're going to move it over, move the left edge all the way down to 8 1/2. Again, put the scoring blade down at 2 inches and score it to the top of the cardstock. And one more time, we're going to move down to 9 3/4. If you've made this kind of fun fold, will you put it in the comments, or if you want to make it?
Wendy says she hasn't tried it yet. But after this, I bet she will.
But you're going to try it, right? That would be fun. Okay. So we have 3 score lines from the cutting line to the edge of the cardstock. And they're at 4 1/4, 8 1/2, and 9 3/4. Now flip the cardstock so the other long edge is at the top. And now we are going to put the left edge at 5 1/2. And score from the cutting line, which on this side is 2 1/4 up to the top. Okay. Now we're just going to burnish the score lines, and you have your card base. So that's easy. Do you think that's easy, Steve?
For a veteran stamper, I bet it's easy.
Okay. So I've made Steve speechless twice tonight now. What else can I think of?
I'm trying to just be very honest, and yes, it's very easy for you. I think that I could do it if you put me on the spot. Please don't.
Oh, is that what you're afraid of? I'm going to call you over here and make you do this. So this is what it looks like. The 3 score lines, one on the other side, and the cut line. So it is very easy. Okay, now we're going to do the inside of the card. And the cute envelope. I just put a tulip in petal pink with daffodil in the center. I like to always decorate the envelope and look at my pieces. This was done 2 days ahead of time, Steve.
I tell you what, she's like organized.
Wouldn't it be amazing if all the pieces were actually here
stress.
too? Yeah.
And you know.
Usually I'm doing this 5 minutes before we start, and I'm like, look at this, honey. I'm gonna have this ready to go. Okay. Do you have the template for the
inside card?
The inside card, is that what you're at?
Yeah.
See, you don't even need my little notes now. You have Steve's notes, which are good. 3 3/4 by 4, and the basic white is 3.5 by 3 3/4. Again, I always stamp before I glue anything on in case I mess it up. I stamped the tulip in petal pink with the daffodil center. And I'm just going to glue it on the border piece and then put it inside the card. So what's everyone chatting about on there, honey?
We've got several people saying that this card looks like it's fun to make.
It is fun to make.
And Mary is doing it along with you. And I think Tina is as well.
Is it Mary Hazlitt Harris?
Yes.
Okay, Mary Harris, I was going to have your thing to you by the time you got home from Hawaii. You are the only person who's won something that doesn't have it yet.
Oh.
I know. Do you know what it is? I wanted to give you the February customer card at the same time, and I haven't finished making them. And is it like March 15th? So I promise it's coming.
Here, let me... so the camera can see it.
Okay, so I'm just putting this, leaving the border the same on these 3 sides. So there's room for your note. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
What a nice assistant demonstrator you are.
That's what assistant demonstrators are for.
Okay, so now we're going to do the right side. And that's the Hippo and Friends dies that I talked about. I stamped Life is Better with Versamark, put white embossing powder and heated it. And then this is the smallest and then the next size up of the Hippo that are this shape. And then I think we should put dimensionals on this layer, don't you think?
Everything's better with dimension.
Everything's better with dimension. So oh, look at this. I do use both sides of the paper. I messed up on this one. I forgot that because I made it a couple days ago. But
so they get to see backstage.
Yeah, you get to see the mess up, but every piece of paper has 2 sides, so it's okay when you mess up. And I'm just going to center this on here. And then I haven't used very many of the Bumblebees, and I thought this would be the perfect card for the Bumblebee. The Bumblebee is in the annual catalog. It's 155568. Have you forgotten about it? It's been a while since that came out, but it's super cute. So I am going to put a glue dot on that and stick it up on this sentiment. Although Steve did say, why do we need a Bumblebee when I was showing it to him? You guys tell Steve why we need a Bumblebee.
Where are we at now? Oh, the Bumblebee, the second smallest one.
Yes. Are you with me?
Yep, I'm with you.
Okay. Why did you think we didn't need a Bumblebee on the card?
You know, I thought the card was so beautiful that it didn't need any more bling.
Okay. So I'm going to center that on this piece right here.
But I'm getting lots of
Do they like the Bumblebees?
For you. Yes, everything's
Yay!
better with sparkles and bling.
Spark.
Again, you know, I'm not as good at this as all
You're-
y'all, so this is...
You're not as sparkly and blingy as we are, hon?
No, I guess you can say I'm bling challenged.
Yeah. So Steve did something sweet for me today. I was gone for a long time today. It was a long session with the Bible study ladies today, wasn't it?
Good.
And, yes, it's always good. And so he got something. He was at work, but he took a lunch break. And what do you think Steve did for his lunch break? I was surprised, but happy.
So I went outside. our neighbors rebuilt the fence along the south side of our house. And the problem is they left it too high, which means that the bunnies now have access to Beth's gardens, which is a sad, sad day.
Okay, so I like bunnies on cards. I don't like bunnies eating my fruit and vegetables.
Yeah, she's worked hard to cultivate.
Yes.
So I went ahead and got out my chicken wire type wire, except it's a higher gauge, so it's stiffer. And I went all along the bottom where there were holes, and I put up wire so that the bunnies can't get in. In some cases, I took my landscaping bricks and put them down. And I'm fairly sure that we're bunny proof now.
Hey, could I have the pear pizzazz that's down there, please? See that green? I forgot I was going to stamp. I don't stamp for you very often. Or maybe I won't stamp. What do you think? Should I stamp? It'll take more time. How much time do you have? You know, I'm going to go on and do the other part first, and then is that going to mess you up, Steve?
No, just tell me which one you need.
I am
the left side is petal pink and basic white.
Right.
That's
and
what
I'm
we're
going to
doing.
skip that one, and I'm going to go down to the flowers.
Okay.
And I want to tell you how I made the flowers. These were pretty fun. So what I did is I cut out the die in Pear Pizzazz, and I cut it out again in the Waves of Ocean. This was the question I asked earlier. Here's the Waves of Ocean, but look at this side. It's perfect tulip paper.
You know, I was wondering how the pink color was Waves of Ocean, but now that I see the other side, I completely understand.
Do you see it? It's
that's kind
petal
of
pink, daffodil, and coral. Calypso coral. So I used the die and I cut this out in Pear Pizzazz. And I haven't seen anyone do this. This was an original thought, okay? You got to have those sometimes. So I cut it out in Pear Pizzazz and I cut it out in that pink Oceans of Wave DSP. Then what I did is I put the Oceans of Wave on the bottom. You can see the back side is blue. So I put that down. And then before I put the Pear Pizzazz side, I went and I amputated the flowers. I cut, see, this is the stem. So before I attached them, I just went all the way along and snipped off the flowers.
What?
I know. I didn't tell you I was amputating, did I? And then I just glued it. I lined them up and glued them together. Isn't that cool, you guys? Okay, he doesn't want any hearts, but you can give me a heart.
I don't understand exactly what you just said, honestly.
Okay, so
well, couldn't you just how?
I have 2 sheets of paper, the DSP with the flowers on it.
Yes.
And then I have it on Pear Pizzazz, the green.
Right.
But I don't want the flowers to be green.
Okay.
So I took my green piece and I cut off all the flowers.
I got it. So you did it in green and then you transplanted flowers is what you did. You grafted the flowers.
I grafted on flowers. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
And then what I'm going to do is just make it fit down here. And I think that's why I was going to put this petal pink piece on. You can go back and give the measurements for that, honey.
Oh, we're back up to the left side again?
Yeah, we're just flipping all around, even though I have directions written down in order.
You're just not going to go in order.
Well,
see, the order is just a guideline.
Right.
You know, it's just kind of a
outline. I didn't want to stamp because I didn't put the things in here to stamp. But then I didn't want to put my flowers in the wrong place. So now we're back to this bottom part. And it doesn't matter. I just want the flowers on here. But if you see, we only have a little bit of space. So what I did is I put the glue right along this bottom like that. And then I took my flowers and I just put them so they looked good like this. And it doesn't matter if it's on the edge. You can cut all that off. We're going to cut off the bottom, cut off the top.
You're MacGyvering. I love it.
I am. So can you tell a quick story while we wait for this glue to dry?
Sure.
What else do you know, hon?
Well, I mean, I have to tell you that it's about time to really start working on the yard. outside because it's a beautiful day. It was about 60 degrees today. It's supposed to get up to 70 tomorrow. And so it is time. I'm getting the urge to get out there in the lawn and do some things. We had a horrible storm come through about a week ago. And
you didn't climb the ladder, did you?
No, but it blew the branches that were loose in our tree and way up high that I couldn't get to, blew most of them down so I can now get to them.
A tornado. He's like, we needed a tornado to get our branches down.
But unfortunately, people in Winterset, Iowa had a really bad time. 30 houses, but more importantly, 6 people actually died in this tornado.
Yeah, it's horrible.
So we have been praying for the people down there. And the good news is there's an amazing volunteer effort that has just sprung up, people from all over the state, especially from here in central Iowa, going down to help the people in Winterset. So, you know, even in the face of disasters, good things come out of it. And we're really seeing that. Our governor went down to thank the volunteers, and she was in tears. She was just so moved by the outpouring of support for the people down there. So anyway, back to our yard work. I just looked around the yard today and started to accumulate all the things that we need to do, and started thinking about what order I was going to do them in. The city of West Des Moines has installed fiber optic cable in front of our house. They came and used the trenching machine to do that, and that was great. I'll tell you the rest in a second.
Just a second. Okay. I got my Pear Pizzazz ink, and I have my white paper. You have the size of it on there, right? And I'm using the normal stem, so that's good. But the leaves on here were big, and they didn't fit on my little piece of paper. So I decided, I think this is grass, but it was just a suggestion that it be grass, right?
Right.
So I made my leaves out of the grass because I like to look at things from a different perspective. So I'm going to stamp the stems and the grass, and we'll put the tulips together and get this whole thing wrapped up. So go ahead, honey.
So unfortunately, I love the fact that I'm going to get Google Fiber, and we'll have much faster internet, and even all this presentation will be so much better. And that's great, except
are you complaining?
They tore up the lawn when they put it in. And so, you know, I've got grass seed and other things I need to be doing to repair the damage.
Well, and we have our new daughter-in-law and her family coming from Texas April 8th. Can you grow grass by April 8th, hun?
I'm going to give it my best shot. But you know what else is going to happen? I don't even know if she remembers, but last fall, before the ground froze, I put in probably 100 bulbs.
Yes.
Tulips and daffodils, and so I'm really excited to see.
Because we know they were coming this spring. Yeah,
we knew that we were going to.
Do you guys do that? People are coming, so let's just plant some bulbs.
It was really good foresight and planning. It wasn't my idea; it was my lovely wife's idea.
Oh,
but
I think of projects for you to do.
No, that would never happen. So anyway, but now, you know, I always act like I, am, put out by all that and it's no big deal, but I'm kind of excited to see what blooms come up.
I hope they do come up.
Wait, there's a possibility they might not?
Not all bulbs grow. It depends. Did you plant them right side up or did you plant them upside down?
I was very careful to plant them right side up.
Okay. So what about the Pear Pizzazz marker? You guys probably can't even see that. If you look down there. Perfect. You probably can't tell the difference, so I should just keep going. But
detail work here.
Yeah, I'm just going to fill it in a little bit. One of the things I like the markers for. Now I'm using the grass to make the leaves. Sorry, I interrupted you. You can keep going, hun.
No, that's, other than...
That's all you have?
I can't remember where I planted them, though. So, it'll be really a surprise. Well, look what came up there.
Okay. When you do the right leaf, you can just do it like that. But when you do the left leaf, I just thought the tall grass should show and not the others. So I wiped off the stamp. And I'm only going to ink up the tall grass to go on the other side. Who knew this was so detailed, right?
So you know,
here's my funky leaves.
About my fiber optic contractors, I have to say they've done the entire city of West Des Moines.
Yeah, it was a lot.
So I can't really blame them that, you know, they were in a hurry because they had so much to do. So I'll give them a break.
Well, that is good. I have all my little notes on here. This is petal pink ribbon. I think you have a note on this, Steve. This is from the mini catalog. It's 158140, and it came in a combination with blue. It might have been Misty Moonlight. I'm not sure. And I'm going to put a glue dot on the back of that. Okay, I would love to hear what people have been saying.
You got some positive reinforcement for your creative use of grass.
Oh.
And you got lots of positive reinforcement for your creative idea with your grafted flowers. People really thought that was a good idea.
I hope you guys will all do that, but put hashtag Stamping Mom on it so I can come find it. So here's my cute little bow. I tied ahead of time and just put on with a glue dot. And now we're going to do the flowers. I have flowers everywhere. First, when I did this, you know how I showed you that back of the DSP was blue? If you're not going to line it up perfectly, the blue is going to show. So if you're worried about that, cut it out again in petal pink and glue it on to your blue, because this would not look nice peeking out of your tulip, right? But then I did these again and figured out that I didn't really need it. But so this is my flower for up here. And I'll show you the 3 pieces. This one I did leave blue. And there's a score line here and here. And you're just going to fold them both to the center. And then I have my little piece. And the little pokey part goes up. And then my V.
Just like bulbs when you plant them.
If you plant them in the right direction, right?
The little pokey part goes up.
Yeah. Stay tuned. See if Steve planted them in the right direction. But I'm going to use glue dots on this. And I'm going to put a glue dot on the little piece. And I want it to go up higher. But seriously, if you bought this bundle and haven't opened it, today's the day. I wish I would have done it sooner. And I'm just going to have it. You can see with the blue, that's good for that. It sticks this about that high. I mean, you can judge it, see what you think looks good. Then I'm going to put another glue dot on the V piece. I don't know why. I just thought this would be really hard. And I'm going to make sure I like how it looks, which I do. And I already put that on. So you can see, again, this part's just hanging out a little bit below. And then we're just going to fold these pieces in and put one more glue dot. Another thing that I would tell you, if you use just cardstock, I would take a sponge dauber and sponge the edges, because no tulip would be stark, solid petal pink. So I would either use pretty DSP like this or sponge the edges. Another thing I did with these is I took my bone folder and I curved them because I wanted, you can kind of see on this one, they're kind of 3D flowers, and I think they look better kind of sticking up. So now what I'm going to do, so really it's a 3 mini glue dot assembly. I'm going to fold in the little side and fold this side in, and then kind of pop it out.
I have to say, I completely understand
why we were intimidated.
Well, yes, but the good news is with this video, they can see how it assembles. The hard part is just looking at it. You can't necessarily visualize how it assembles. But now that they've got a video to help know how to do that, it'll be easy.
Yeah, oops, there's all the supplies I used. So the back of my tulip is still blue. And I'm going to put 2 glue dots on this, or I could put glue. I think I put glue on it when I made the original card. So, and I'm going to stick this up. And I know the other flower, and I like it sticking off of the white cardstock, but it can't go so far that it's off the edge. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to glue the white piece on because we're done stamping. I'm sure everybody stamps before they glue together, right? Otherwise, you end up tearing your cards apart.
So Tony is typing comments while she's holding the baby in her arms, trying to type.
How is your grandbaby, Tony? That is sweet. So we were talking to Sean and Amy Sunday night, and we're renting this camper van to try it out because we want to make sure we like it before we would try to buy something. And we said there's 2 seat belts for kids or for other people, but for kids in the camper van. So we started talking about hypothetical. We have no grandkids, and Steve and I, of course, kids should have kids when they're ready to have kids. But if any of our kids would be ready, we might be ready as well, right?
More than ready.
So we said, if you hypothetically had a couple kids and we came down with our camper van, would be allowed to take said hypothetical grandchildren with us camping? And guess what they said?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Sean was more blunt about it. He goes, hey, I'll take the free babysitting.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy.
Yeah, he did. But that makes us happy because, you know. So I have this sticking off the edge, but I put it on there to make sure, obviously, it can't go off the card. And now the same thing for the other card, or the other tulip. Where is my tulip? I paper clipped them together. Now this one is kind of pretty because there's more coral on it, so there's a bit more color. And we're literally just doing the same thing again. So this is easy. So what else are people saying?
Well, Tony said that her granddaughter is 2.5 months old now.
Wow.
Growing, I bet. And Kathy likes the die cut sample.
Oh, thank you.
And what else?
Have people wrote on there and said whether they did the Ukraine tutorial bundle?
I haven't seen those comments.
Okay. It could be when you were busy
Gabbing about my lawn and the fiber optic people.
So the little piece went on, then I put the V on, and literally you just fold it and put it on. I'm going to leave this piece up because I like the dimension. And I'm just going to put one more glue dot over here. So if you have the tulip set and you haven't used it yet, will you get it out now? Look, that looks really good sticking out. And then I'm going to put a glue dot on the back. And put that over here. And this one can hang out even more because you have all the center of the card. We have a little something up here, but I bet you guys can't see that. Okay, so they all turn out a little different. This is kind of funny. I didn't notice this till now, but on this sample, the flowers are darker. There's more calypso coral in the bottom layer. And on this sample, they're paler and there's more calypso coral up here. But I do like this card. And then you'd mail it in the matching envelope and there you have it. So did people do Prize Patrol?
Well, a lot of people have been typing in, but if you haven't already typed it in, into the comments, type hashtag Prize Patrol so you can participate.
And the video will go up tomorrow, and the directions on my blog post, it goes at 3 o'clock tomorrow for this blog hop. In fact, if you have time, look through the whole blog hop because it's a lot of tulip cards and a lot of spring themed cards. So this tutorial bundle, this card is not in the tutorial bundle. I have another card. Everybody has the card they show tomorrow and a separate card in the tutorial bundle. But you already know how to make this one.
More people than I can count are saying that it was a beautiful card.
Oh, you guys are so sweet. It does make my day. And I haven't figured out what I'm making for next week, but if you have any ideas, I love getting ideas. Do we have Prize Patrol ready to go?
I'm about to get Prize Patrol ready to go. What are we giving away? I mean, folks should know before.
What are we giving away?
Yes.
We're giving away a tutorial bundle. If they pick the Ukraine one, are you going to then donate $30?
Sure. Yes. Yes, I will.
So
the people of Ukraine need the help.
So we have a tutorial bundle and also one of these cards. And you can tell me which one you want. So,
Okay.
And we just have Winnie, Barb, Becky, and Bridget who have already won this month. So you can win once a month.
Okay.
But thanks he's going to get this going. And I just want to thank you for coming. It's way more fun for us
and we're
when
gonna
you're
have a
here.
winner. Here we go.
And
the winner is
Tony.
Tony.
Look at that. Yay, Tony. So Tony, you won your choice of a tutorial bundle. Let me know which one you want and I will email it. If you want Steve to pay $30 and you haven't bought the Ukraine one, you can do that.
There you go.
And then for the second one, we're going to do the card. Choice of which card you want.
Here we go. We're drawing.
But it'd be awesome if you'd like and share the video. And please come back and bring your friends next week.
Joyce,
are you new to our channel? I don't think I remember you and your last name. But if you're new, welcome. And you just want a card. My email is Beth, B-E-T-H @stampingmom.com. Email me and tell me, do you want number 1 with the pale flowers and the bright bottom, or number 2 with the brighter flowers? And I will get that in the mail for you. Again, I appreciate your comments. I'll go back through them. Sorry we didn't see a lot of them. There were so many measurements. Steve was busy doing measurements and not looking. But congratulations, Joyce and Tony, and have a blessed week. And please come back next Tuesday at 7. Bye, everybody.
Bye.